may seem to think one of our regular students may want to work on wheel. So we're going to do some things to set up for that. So let's start in a comfortable seat. Before you get comfortable, grab blocks and a strap. I will have us doing some strap work at the end and blocks for half moon. So if you don't have those things, run and get them real quick. If you're good where you are, go ahead and just get in your comfortable position, upright, nice and long spine. Think about your chin being up, but tucked a little bit so you're opening the front of the throat and you're creating a really nice, as long as you can be in this sitting posture. And your hands to either face up to receive energy or down for grounding, depending on what you want this morning. And as you're here, just do your body scan, checking in. How are you feeling emotionally today? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling physically in your body? Just take a few minutes to touch base with yourself on your mat. Don't forget, at this stage, we're not manipulating anything, we're just observing. Don't judge anything that comes up, just accept it and kind of let it move along. Now that you've been here a moment, start to notice the breath in particular. So take your observations from your body scan with you into your practice. If something negative came up, think about with each breath that negative emotion or negative, maybe it's pain, maybe it's tightness. Think about that leaving your body with each exhale in your practice today. Speaking of your exhales, come to a conscious awareness of your breath. Notice the depth of it, if it's even noticeable. Sometimes when we're not really actively thinking about our breath, it kind of falls to the background. So where is your breath? How is it behaving now? Maybe thinking about how your breath in its current stage may be correlated to something that came up in your scan. So if you're feeling anxious, maybe you're having like a quick, shallow breath, something like that. Now what I want you to do is deepen. So just next exhale, let out an extra puff of air. And then your next inhale, sip up a little more. Start to really focus on the path of the breath in through the nose, out through either the mouth or the nose. If you're using your Ujjayi breath, keep the back of the throat restricted. You can start to warm up here. Take 10 really deep, nice breath cycles to really get in touch with your breath before we integrate movement into our practice. On your last exhale, just blink the eyes open. Take a moment to continue the breath. Think about an intention that can carry you through your practice this morning, something that maybe you can also use off the mat into your week. Something that came up for me was love, and as big as that sounds, you can make it specific for you. So maybe you're feeling isolated. So maybe to move into that intention of love, think about being loving towards someone, and that reciprocates a positive interaction and also removes you from isolation. Maybe it's love towards yourself. You're having a hard time with something that has come up because of quarantine changing all of our schedules. So maybe you're not happy with how you're feeling emotionally because you can't go out and do things. Maybe it's you're unhappy with your work from home. Whatever it is, just think about how love can apply to what's relevant in your life right now. And on our next inhale, we're all going to bring our arms up to touch above our head together. Inhale deeply, gaze up. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more, inhale up. Exhale down at heart center. Seal your intention, whatever it is. Continue to breathe. All right, next breath in, we're moving. Inhale up one more time. Exhale, twist open. Right hand comes to the low back, left hand at the right knee. On your inhale, think about breathing into your side body and reaching up through the crown. On your exhale, think about a tiny bit of additional twisting. One more breath in. Exhale back to center. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, open to the left. One more breath in. Exhale, center. We're going to move right into our tabletop to do our wrist stretches. So come into your regular tabletop and then take your fingertips, point them towards your toes. So the front of the arms will be exposed, and then walk your knees in or out as much as you need. Next, you'll sit, bring your sitting bones towards the heels. You may not reach the two together, but you will feel a stretch in the front arms and breathe deeply. One more breath in. Exhale, release, come off of the hands, rotate. We're going to come into our cat-cow, our tabletop for a cat-cow before our other stretch. So don't forget your alignment, your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Inhale, take the gaze up, drop the belly, curve the spine. Think about your chest kind of peeling through your shoulders so you're getting opening in the front body. Deep breath in. Exhale, round everything opposite direction. Really, really getting into the side body. Maybe take a little stretch on your left and your right to your neutral spine again when you're ready. We'll take our opposite wrist stretch. So this time your fingers are still pointing to the knees, but your palms are up instead of down on the mat. Deep breath in. On your exhale, go ahead and sit back any amount. One more breath in. Exhale, come off of the palms, shake it out, rotate the wrists. one way and then the other. Back to your tabletop. We'll do some cat-cow now, really getting into our bodies and seeing what's going on there today. Deep inhale, gaze up, cow. Exhale, round down, really press. Just take 5 of these or maybe more with your own breath. Adding any extra motion that feels good. Maybe you stay in one pose a few extra breaths. Maybe you take the hips in a big circle. If you're taking the hips, maybe you pause on one side. Explore how your body is doing. When you're done exploring, just come back to your neutral tabletop. Find a drishti for our balancing. Inhale, take your left foot behind you, right arm out in front. We're just gonna be here. We're going to allow our wrist and our ankle to warm up, just small circles one direction, then the other. Deep breath in. Exhale, plant. Take a cat-cow to reset. Back to neutral spine. Next, inhale, right foot behind, left hand in front. Rotate your ankle, your wrist. Switch. Extend again. Exhale and plant. Cat-cow again. Back to neutral. Next, inhale, your right palm is coming up to the sky. Gonna get a little twist and our balance in here. So extend really high here without your shoulder getting too crazy, really lifting through this arm. One more breath in. Exhale, thread the needle, bringing the right shoulder to the mat, maybe your right cheek. Keep your left palm planted. So as you're here, think about breathing into this right side body and think about on your exhale, maybe twisting a little more. You're gonna be here for 3 breaths. Next inhale, lift your left leg, any amount. You can lift it a tiny amount, you can lift it up. You may stay here. You may take a bind. If you feel good, bring that left hand, kick your left foot into your left hand like dancer's pose style. Stretch, really drive that knee down towards the end of the mat, opening up the hip. One more breath in. Exhale and unwind yourself completely. So bring this right hand all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale, plant. Good job. Cat-cow to reset. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, round. All right, other side. Inhale, left arm up. Pause here. Anytime we move our hands up, take your gaze up if it's okay. If it's not, nothing wrong with taking your gaze down to the ground instead. One more breath in. Exhale, thread your needle. Come on through. Left shoulder, left cheek on the mat. Pause here. When you're ready, get set up for where you were on the other side. We all have a good side in yoga, but we have to practice both. So don't be upset with yourself or your practice if one side isn't as good as the other. Do your best and move on. Breathe here. Next, exhale, release. Bring your right palm back to the mat and unwind yourself, bringing that left hand all the way up. Inhale deeply. Exhale, plant. One last cat-cow here. Make it your biggest, most exaggerated. And from here, come back to tabletop. Start to warm up our core. So we're just going to do little lifts of the knees to engage the core. So you can kind of come onto the toes instead of the tops of the feet. Go ahead and do that now. And on your next inhale, you're just going to lift the knees and breathe. Be here 3 breaths. Stay strong. One more breath in. Exhale, down dog. Walk the feet out for your first down dog. Maybe come up onto the toes, rotate the ankles again. Let your torso fold towards the thighs. Doesn't matter how far it gets. Make sure that you're releasing your head when you're here. Release your jaw. Everyone go ahead and open your mouth. Deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. One more breath in. Exhale, settle a little deeper. Very good. Next inhale. All we're doing is lifting this right leg up, and we're going to pause here. So 3-legged dog, just lifting. Think about your core being really engaged, bringing that navel to the spine, letting the head be relaxed. Deep breath in. On your exhale, bring your foot through to the top. We're going to set up for a warrior 1. So your back foot is going to be at a 45. Front foot just straight on. Check that your knee is nice and aligned with the ankle. Shoulder tightness, we can goalpost or the traditional form, arms up. If you take this version, make sure you think about your shoulders kind of melting down so that you're not creating additional tension in the shoulders here. Deep breath in. Come back to your drishti. One more breath here. On your exhale, open to warrior 2. Back foot slides to be parallel. Front foot may come to the center. Arms out. Really extend as much as you can so that you feel your muscles and your arms really engaged. Here, your gaze can be over your middle finger. Same thing with the shoulders here. Think about them being relaxed. One more breath in. On your exhale, reverse the warrior. Your back hand can go on the back leg, or to prevent this kind of thing, to keep good form, take a half bind at the low back like you're trying to stick your hand in your pocket from behind. Don't let the front knee get misaligned. Keep breathing in. One more inhale. On your exhale, we're moving to half moon. So go as slow as you need. And that's what your blocks, if you need to shimmy them over. From here, just slowly kind of inch forward. And then you're going to drop down. So if you don't have a block, that's okay. You can kind of do this thing where you're just reaching. If you're flexible enough, you may touch the floor or you may touch your block. Don't forget to twist open and really reach your foot, the heel of the foot back, and your front top arm, kind of like we were doing before we thread the needle. And try to find stillness here. Don't forget to bend the standing leg. One more good solid breath. And on your exhale, you're just going to square the hips and bring the back foot, the foot that was in the air is coming back down to the mat. And then you'll bring the top foot to meet the back. Now we're in plank, and we'll take our flow. Deep inhale at the top of the plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Whatever yours looks like today. Second down dog, really pedaling the feet. Start to open up the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Think about rotating the insides of the thighs back. Really deep inhale in. Exhale through the mouth. Cleansing breath. Very good. Inhale your left leg up and back. Remember, we're pausing here. Think about where your alignment is. In terms of your hip should be flat. Your top leg really pushing through the heel. Deep breath in. On your exhale, setting up for warrior one. Left foot at the top, right foot down at a 45. Set up your feet. And then head into your version of warrior one today. One more breath in. Exhale, open, warrior two. Check in with those shoulders. Don't let them scrunch up. Roll them back down. Reaching, reaching. Deep breath in. Exhale, send it back, reverse warrior. One more breath in. On your exhale, you're going to your half moon. So move as slow as you need to get there. Trying to focus more on a nice transition than a quick one. Be in your half moon for 3 breaths. Once you get nice and stable. And when you're ready, come back to center, top of the mat. Flying foot comes down, front foot heads back, chaturanga. Take a deep cleansing breath in here. Exhale out. Go ahead and come to your tabletop for a second. We're going to do that firing up of the core again, and then move into some core work with balance and on the mat. So we're going to do a exercise where we're basically up, holding like this for a few seconds, and then back. We're going to go through that 3 times. So it'll build up in duration. If this is a lot for you, just focus on getting good form, holding for maybe a breath, and then down. You can take shorter little pulses. All right, so good alignment in your tabletop, especially with your hands, because you'll be planting. When you're ready, inhale and lift the knees. 2 breaths. Second exhale, down. Next time, before we come back down to the mat, we're going down dog. That's a reminder to me more so than you. All right, this time we're going to hold it for 3 seconds. Inhale, knees up. Last inhale. Exhale, down dog. Shake your head out. Think about even pedaling and getting the torso to drop more towards the legs so that you get additional opening. One more breath in your down dog. And then exhale down to your tabletop. All right, this time we're gonna hold it for 5 seconds. Do your best. Ready? Lift the knees. Two more breaths. Last breath in. Exhale, down dog. Shake the head, yes and no. Deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Very good. Next inhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat to meet your hands. Forward fold. Let your knees be bent deeply. Let the head drop. If you like, you can take a ragdoll. So grabbing opposite elbows, really allowing the top of the body to melt towards the earth. As you're here, maybe alternate the weight in the feet to get a little stretch. And come back to center. Release the bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, we will work on our balance now from standing and our core because they're connected. Don't forget, anytime you're doing balance, you're doing core. All right, so let's go with our just Tadasana initially. So we can fool anyone that may be watching. Look how nice and easy their yoga is. But it's not a very easy pose if you really work all of the essential components. So think about your quads being engaged with a little bend. Zip up the core. Pinky edge side out. Chin up, but tucked a little bit. Breathe here. Come back to your intention. If it floated away, grab it, bring it back. Steady the breath. Next breath in. Exhale, release. All right, shake it out. Next, we're going to move. If you have your strap, you can grab it. You don't need it necessarily, but we're going to do our foot out. And if you'd like to use your strap, take it around the ball of the foot and kind of hold it in place. So we'll start with the strap around the ball of the right foot. So go ahead and tie yourself up. As you're doing that, start to work on your rooted foot. So really pressing through the ball of the foot and the knife edge. Think about bringing this hip in to be engaged. Think about engaging your core. Think about being tall. So many things to think about. And when you're ready, extend that right foot out in front. Gaze wherever is comfortable for you. Breathe. Be here 2 more breaths. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Whew. All right, other side. Take your left foot. Get your strap ready if you have it. Start to root and think about what's happening in the right foot and extend. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release. All right. Let's inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise all the way up, lifting up. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to center. Now we're going to do a little chair with a twist. And yeah, keep opening up the spine. So just sit on back in your chair. First, think about where your Bottom is in space. You want it to be out behind you, down, but not stuck out. So maybe even taking a hand at your low back and making sure that your tailbone isn't poking out. Nice flat back, arms up, whatever your cup of tea is today with your arms. One deep, deep, deep breath in. Exhale, sink. Will be your 2 more breaths. You can do it. Hang in there. Come back to your intention. Last breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, just come slowly to stand. Gonna do chair again with a twist. So inhale up. Exhale, sit and bring hands to heart center. Be here 1 breath to get our bearings. Then when you're ready, take your left elbow outside of right knee. So I think we worked this pose last week. So if you're feeling very good here, a little challenge for you is to begin to raise the left leg. Maybe you lift it up behind you just like a little bit. Keep breathing. Come back down if you took your flamingo variation. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root rise. Fingers up overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, setting up for our other side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sit in your chair. Twist open when you're ready. Right elbow, left knee. Don't forget about the right knee. Don't let it creep up out of alignment. Really pressing like you're pushing something together, like you're pressing a flower or a piece of something in between your hands. If you lifted the other foot, you can do that here. Go slow. 2 more breaths. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right. Next pose we're going to work is Warrior 3. So this one, if you like blocks for going this way, you can set your blocks up wherever. At the top of the mat, maybe a good place, whatever your orientation is for your standing poses. We'll start on the right side. So really think about those 4 corners of the foot. So front 2 being like the pinky, the ball of the toe, then back to your heel. Raise the left leg up to this kicking stance. Bring the arms up. Breathe here. On your exhale, just start to move down. So you're going to bring this back foot back behind you. Your fingers to your toes, to your heel, is going to be a really long line. You don't have to get perfectly straight, but what I do want you to think about is keeping a little bend in this knee, keeping your shoulders kind of open, arms open, and driving the heel back. That will help with your alignment. Find a drishti. See if you can be here for 2 breaths. And on your exhale, fall forward, not fall, but, descend towards the standing leg where your standing splits. Not forgetting that it doesn't have to be very high to get a good stretch in the standing leg. If you do this pose a lot, you want to start to advance. You can think about bringing your hands to the standing leg behind the ankle and dropping the head more. One more breath in. Exhale both feet to the mat and take a forward fold. Generous bend in the knees here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Taking your time, rising back to standing, stacking your vertebra, and bringing your arms up overhead. Exhaling with your hands to heart center when you're ready. All right, other side. Root through that left foot. Start to set up for your warrior three on the other side. Don't forget, in balance poses, if you wobble, think about getting tall, really rooting down as much as you lift up. Two breaths once you get to your expression, and then drop down, drop the torso, standing splits. Drop the head if you're in standing splits. Don't forget, anytime you're upside down, let that neck go. One more breath. Plant the right foot down. This time we're going to take gorilla. So take your feet a little wider. You're going to take your hands, slide them under the feet. Your toes are going to be on the inside of the wrist. And let your elbows fall out. Nice, good bend in the knees. Let the head fall down. Really opens up the back body and the back of the legs. Any additional motion that feels good here, maybe a little tiny side to side motion. You want to work on your balance, you can begin to lift the hips if it's okay, or the heels if it's okay on your hands. Just a tiny lift will really fire up the legs. And release the hands down to the earth, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Gonna take one last chaturanga before we move on. So come on out to your high plank and go through whatever your flow looks like today. And we'll all meet in a child's pose. Wide legs, both knees on the outside of the mat. Let the hips draw towards the heels. They may not touch, and that's okay. Just think about them pressing downward. Make it an active pose by keeping your finger pads really engaged, rooted through the mat, really lengthening through the arms. Same thing with your spine. This is a very spine lengthening pose. If you do the alignment right with your head down, really thinking about letting the crown drawing forward to the front of the mat, making a long line from the tailbone up to the crown. Come back to your breath. Let everything go that's happened so far. Focus on your intention for one really nice inhale. Bringing that focus back to the body, and exhale, sealing it. All right, from here, we are going to move on to our backs. So maybe your transition is scooting out onto your belly and rolling over. We're gonna do some core work. Oh, if you have your strap, you might wanna put it next to you because we're eventually going there so you don't have to get up again. All right, first core thing, if you have blocks, we'll pass from hands to feet. If you don't have blocks, you can kind of just touch and simulate. So inhale being long, exhale passing or touching. Just do 10, going slow, focusing on what muscles are engaged, focusing on the breath. And your last one, bring your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Exhale a little deeper, releasing the abs. Come back to center. Let those feet come to the air like we're gonna do standing split, but we're gonna do toe touches. So just inhale, lift up, just bringing the shoulders off the mat. Exhale down. Do 10 slowly, and you'll feel the burn unless you have really good abs. I don't, which is why we're doing this. Your abs are also connected to your low back. So with all the sitting we've been doing, good abs will help with a strong back, which leads to less pain. Last one, bring your knees to your chest. Maybe you roll a little bit side to side. All right, now we're gonna start to do some stuff for wheel and bridge. I lied, we are coming off of our backs for just a minute. All right, so those blocks that you have, you don't need them again, but if you have them, we're gonna do camel. So if you have your block, you can have it in the middle just for alignment's sake, and it helps as you go back, but you don't need it. If you don't have a block, think about keeping a fist between the thighs, a fist distance, and really think of your knees as your feet for rooting purposes. So get nice and tall here through the knees. If you have icky knees, you can always fold your mat, creating a little cushion or a blanket, whatever you need. So we're gonna go slow. Some options. This is option one, so come onto the toes. I think it's easier if you come to the toes, slowly reach back. You can be here. Drop the head, let the throat be nice and open. Some other options for getting deeper, if you'd like. I don't know how far I can go, but you can watch and it might be amusing. So another option for this is just recline. So you can kind of come back. This is less getting into that direct top body opening, but when you go back, you will certainly get a low spine opening. So you can next, after you try that version of camel, reclined all the way down. This is gonna really be felt in your sacrum, the low back, really, really intense. So keep a block to keep you not all the way down and go slow. This is a lot. I've been working my low back a lot, so that's why it's not torture for me. But this is another option. If you're here, just breathe into that low back and really just stay long enough that you feel the stretch. Stay there. You know, you don't want any sharp pain, but you want that dull stretching opening. So those are your two options. So wherever you get, make sure you're not cheating yourself and getting out too soon. And after your camel, take your knees together, head down, child's pose, closed leg version, forehead down, arms reaching out behind. Let the breath go through the mouth, releasing any tension or anything that cropped up in those poses. All right. Now we will go back to our backs. And set up for bridge, and then we'll do wheel, and then we'll do some strap work. So now we're not going back to the other orientation. You made it to your backs. All right, bridge, one option, sliding that block under the low back for a more restorative feel. The other option, pressing, taking a clasp at the low back, rolling those shoulder heads under, getting a nice rinse, pressing into the feet. If this isn't enough, maybe you come to the balls of the feet, maybe you come to the tiptoes, really pressing those hips up. Deep breath. Don't forget that you want to be pushing in the quads and not the butt. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back down. Bring the knees to touch. So you're bringing the knees in. Let the feet be out, relieving the low back. All right, one more bridge. Maybe you try something you didn't try the last round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come back to the earth. Bring your knees to your chest, relieving that low back. Maybe take a little side to side motion. All right, so all those poses, the camel, inclined, saddle, the one all the way on your back, those are really getting that spinal opening that you will get with wheel. So even if you don't get all the way in wheel, you're prepping to get there by doing those poses. So if you have a home practice, integrate those in, put them towards the end of your practice so you don't do anything icky to your back. We don't want that. So the setup for wheel, and maybe you just lift a little for a second and you come down. Any progress. You're going to start with your hands up by your ears, your fingertips, hands up, just like high-fiving the person directly in front of us. And then bring your hands down by the ears. So you kind of have to have some shoulder and flexibility in the upper body to get this good planting, because it's really important to plant as much in your hands as your feet. For your feet, I like to kind of come onto the balls first to get really good height. So if you're here, you're ready. Lift the hips. You may stay here. You may bring the head up and really lift the hips. If you're here, breathe, breathe, breathe. Same thing as bridge. Redistribute into the quads. Deep breath in. This is also intense on your back. Deep breath in. Exhale, be gentle. Tuck that chin, tuck the head back in. Nice and safe on the descent. Bring the knees in again. Roll side to side. All right. Wheel one more time. If you don't want to do wheel, you can stay and kind of bring yourself into a little ball. If you're doing wheel again, set up, press the feet into the earth. Maybe you come on the heels, try whatever didn't feel good last time. Try the other variation, find what works for you. And when you're ready, lift. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So intense. And when you're ready, come back down. Good job. Bring the knees in. Give yourself a hug. You may not have gotten up in wheel, but you are doing a lot to get there. And in general, you're just opening your body up, opening the spine. Only good things will come of that. All right, let the feet go down, mini shavasana, while you get your strap. So get nice and heavy on the mat. Make sure you are being good to your shoulders. So something when you guys were here, which seems like forever ago, something that happens sometimes when we have the strap and we're pulling ourselves up. We want to make sure the whole back of the body, the only thing lifting is the leg. So make sure that you are being a good steward of your back, just let it be heavy, like it's stuck there. So you can take the strap around the ball of the foot. If you don't have a strap, you may take your hand either intertwining and pulling the leg at the behind the thigh, not on the knee, maybe on the calf. maybe you get a bind with the big toe, and you're gonna feel it in the back of your right leg. Again, everything else should be heavy. Maybe take your left arm and open it to the side. Breathe here. We'll be here for 2 minutes. One more minute. If you want to pull that strap in a little deeper, get more into your hamstring. Pull it in a little more. All right, we are going to open, let the right foot fall open to the side. Just be here for 10 seconds, just so we get some kind of additional opening in the hip. And when you're ready, bring that foot back down, set it down. Take a second and notice the difference between the sides. Maybe that right leg feels a little looser. And when you're ready, moving on to the left. All right, starting the 2 minutes now. One minute left. Go ahead and let that left leg fall open to the left side. And when you're ready, bring both legs down. All right, there's 3 minutes left. You can take any other strap work that appeals to you. You need more hip opening, you can do forward fold. No, you can do figure 4 from your back, or you can do pigeon, or you can move right into Shavasana. You have time to do any of those things. Also, if you have inversions in your practice, I may be warmer because the dojo is hot today, but if you feel warm also, whenever you feel good and warmed up and you want to practice your inversions, that's always a good time to do it. You're moving into Shavasana. Let your ankles roll in, the toes roll out. Make sure those shoulders are nice and under the body so that you get some opening in the chest. Hands up. Release that breath. In fact, let's all take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth, let it out. Settle in here. Release anything, any tension in the body, any conscious breath, just let it go. Come to this restful, neutral position. Reap the benefits of your practice. Let the body recuperate. I'll wake you up with a gong when it's time to move on. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a full body stretch across the length of your mat. Roll onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow. Take one last moment on your side, curling up in a ball, relaxing, taking this moment for yourself before you move on. When you're ready, press up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed and bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to reflect on how you feel now, how that could be different from where you were at the start of class when you were in your seated position. The light in me honors and salutes the light in each of you. Namaste. All right. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Thanks for joining. Take care of yourselves and see you next week.